member initializers. Here what we are going to do is we are going to this sally.h file, that's a header file. What we are going to do is we are going to introduce an integer regular variable and also constant integer variable. So we are going to introduce two variables and we are going to pass it to a function that is created in this class, and then we are going to use sally.cpp to execute something from it. Now let's actually build it so you can see it. In the private function we created here in the class Sally, I'm gonna introduce a regular variable and a constant variable. So first I'm introducing the regular variable, int regular variable, and then I'm gonna introduce constant int constant variable. Okay, now we have introduced two variables, and here I'm going to create a function called Sally, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce two integers in the parenthesis, integer b, and we are gonna so for now, what I'm gonna do is basically this integer regular variable and constant integer regular variable. I want to bring this regular variable inside of this a, and I want to bring constant integer variable inside of this b and do some work with this function. Now to bring it to this function, let's see what we're going to do. So first I'm going to the Sally cpp, and here you go, and then inside of this Sally function I'm going to put integer a, integer b, integer a, integer b. Okay, this is same name with this function, so we don't have to change anything. Then what we are going to do is we are going to put this double dot mark. This is basically the member initializer. So here we are going to bring we are going to see how to bring this a and b to replace with regular variable and constant variable. To replace that, what we do is we just put the name of the variable we created. Here we created a regular variable and a constant variable. So we are going to put that right here, and then in the parenthesis we are going to put the name of this variable we created inside of the parenthesis of a function. So here we have regular variable, and the name of the variable we created inside of the parenthesis, one of them is a. So I want to replace regvar with a, integer a. So whenever you have something for a, something for regvar, it's gonna be going to the parenthesis. Now let's look at constant variable a. Constant variable, and for this one I'm gonna replace that one with b. So if you have constant variable, it's going to go to the integer b inside of the parenthesis. Now we want to do something with these things we created, so I'm going to create a function for execute something. So void Sally, I'm going to create the name of the function as void Sally, and then double dot, and I'm going to put print. Okay, here our function is, we created a function called print, and inside of this print function I'm going to print something. So I'm going to put a cout statement. Cout regular variable is and I leave a space, and after that I want to print the regular variable, whatever the variable we put in, and then I'm gonna also print constant variable is. I leave a space because after this one this number is going to print, so we want to have a space for other thing, so I leave a space for the next one. Constant variable is, and we close this one, and after that we are going to print the constant variable const var, and that's it. Now I finish this code, end line, and that's it. Now we just have to implement some value for the regular variable and constant variable. How do we implement? We go to the main function, and here we can just whenever we have a class, we have to create an object to call this. So here we have a function name that is Sally, but we have to create a class for, we have to create an object to call the function within a class. So Sally and s, so this is Sally object, and here I'm going to put some two integers, so 4 and 87. So when I put the integer right here, you can see that these integers is going to replace with integer a and b, and integer a and b is going to be replaced with regular variable and constant variable. How does it happen? Is because we created this one right here, integer, because we put regular variable is a in the bracket. So whenever we have a regular variable, it's going to be replaced with integer variable, integer a, and the integer b is going to be the constant variable based on this. So regular variable and constant variable will be replaced with numbers, these two numbers, and whenever we print these two numbers on the screen, it's gonna, whenever we print these two variables on the screen, it's going to be replaced with this number and gonna give us those values. So here I'm gonna do my final step, that is so dot, that is Sally object I created above, and then we call the function print that actually execute the code, and that's it. Now let's go ahead and execute and run this one and see what we get. So build and run. Okay, there's an error. In the 10 it says error void Sally print declared as class. Okay, let me double check that one. There's an error showing here. Void Sally print, and then we have cout, regular variable is, constant variable is, constant variable in line. We put how many curly brackets? Okay, here we have one curly bracket open and ending right here. No, void Sally print. Okay, there's no error in the other areas. Okay, let's double check. Include Sally.h, include IOStream, using namespace std. Then we have Sally, integer a, integer b. Then we introduce regular variable a, constant variable b, and after that we have curly bracket. Make sure you don't put any semicolon right here, because if you put that it's not gonna work. Then we have the curly bracket open. In this one we have nothing, and then we have void Sally and print. Yes. Okay, did I call the print in a, oh shit, okay, now I found it. Okay, we haven't prototype our function. We have this function Sally here, but we didn't prototype the function we created outside of this thing, right? So we have to prototype it right here in the public in order for this one to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the prototype, void print and semicolon. Okay, now it should work. Let's go ahead and run this one, and that's it. Regular variable is 4, constant variable is 87. Those are the two number we put right here, 4 and 87. That's how we use member initializers. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Thanks for watching.